Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Facebook Live. It's morning, which is different for me. If you have been hanging out with me here for a while, I like to go live in the evenings or in the afternoons. I am not what you would call a morning person, but I have a busy day of calls today. Coaching client sessions, I have consultations today, so lots of good stuff going on today. So I have been up for a couple hours now, getting just like ready to go for the day. Hi Kelly, hello. So I'm hoping that some of you will hop on this morning because I would love to hang out with you early this morning. Hello, good morning Mary. I would love to talk with you guys this morning, have some coffee together. Yes, I drink my coffee out of a straw. It doesn't aesthetically look very pleasing with the green stripes, but it is what it is. So thank you guys. Hello, Mariah. Thank you for joining me here this morning. I'm so happy that you're here. If you are watching the replay, you can interact with the video just as you would the replay or the live video, and I would love to be able to chat with you below and hear what connected with you most. Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Madden. Good morning. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you for choosing to spend time with me. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Olivia Seline. I am a life and business coach, and I help the babes who refuse anything less than a badass bank account and a badass relationship. So, save a turtle, use a straw. Holla, you are right. Save the turtles. A freaking man. I love that so much. I heard from a server at a restaurant recently, actually, that you can take a straw and if you cut it down, like a plastic straw, say you have to have one or you're running around and you don't have a reusable straw with you. I know for me personally, I can't drink cold beverages without a straw because it hurts my teeth so bad. My teeth are crazy, stupid sensitive. Thank you, Mom, for passing those down to me. But so he said that you can cut the straw down the middle so that it's no longer like a straw. It's just like a piece of plastic. Now, obviously, plastic is still terrible for the environment. I get that. But like in a pinch, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't get stuck in the noses of the turtles. So, little fun fact of the day that has nothing to do with money, but let's hop right into it. I have to be super mindful of my time this morning because I have calls starting at 10 back to back through the afternoon. So here's what I want to talk to you about today. If you did not see my post last night, I shared that Joe and I, as of yesterday, we paid off our car. We made one big lump sum payment, paid off the car. It was incredible. It was the most freeing experience. I've never had a car that I haven't owed money on. And someone asked to see a picture of it. I haven't responded to all the comments yet. Someone asked to see a picture of it, but it's not like a fancy car. It's just a car that we have been driving since we first got married back in 2012. We way overpaid for it. We were young and we were dumb. I got married at 20 years old, so I didn't know how to buy a car like without my dad there. So we just went and the guy buttered us up and talked us into it. Good morning, Stephanie. So good to see you. And we walked off the lot with this car that we way overpaid for. So for the last couple years, which I know that this is pretty common, but we owed more on the car than it was even worth. So even getting work done on it in the past years, we've been putting in all of this money to it because it's a Saturn, so it breaks down all of the time. I don't love Saturns. I know they don't even make them anymore, but basically like it kept breaking down and we kept having to put thousands and thousands of dollars into it to fix different things. My AC has broken more times than I can count, currently driving around in the AC. With really shitty AC and like 100-degree Texas summer. So it's been a little rough. And so we made a really big goal to pay it off and be really super intentional with our finances. So I was hesitant to share it only because I never want anyone to look at me and think that I have it all figured out or it comes so easily to me or it's not fair because it just must be that, I know some people believe that what I do as a coach, they don't believe in what coaches do, and I have actually been told before that, like, people pay you how much? Like, what? Like, that's stupid. That's ridiculous. And I think that that's bullshit. I know that for me, every time I invest in my coach, my life changes in some way. Good morning, Ray. And I just know that for me, like, I believe in the work that I do. I believe in coaching because I know what it has done in my life, not only in my personal life, in my mind, in my soul, in my relationship, but also in my business. And so I do the work that I do. I am passionate about the work that I do, and I charge for the work that I do because that's the only way that I can show up and give you my absolute best. It's so freaking important and valuable, and I want to give that piece of wisdom before we hop into money. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Leslie. Good morning, Claudia. Yay, so fun to see so many of you here this morning. I want to give you a little just piece of encouragement. If you ever feel guilty for making money, we've got to change some money mindset stuff. We have to work on that because you are worthy of massive compensation. You are worthy of being able to put food on your table. I know that there's this like stigma around the struggling, starving artist and how if you love what you do, you shouldn't be making money and you need to give it all away. And I call absolute fucking bullshit on that. I do. I don't believe that to be true. If you follow Amanda Francis, she has helped me so much in my money mindset specifically. And I've just learned so much about what good people do with money. And I have learned that if you are a good human being and you make a shit ton of money, you can do really good shit in this world. You can make a bigger impact and you can show up and you can serve stronger and more powerfully, and your energy is more potent and you're feeding yourself good things, and healthcare supplements are expensive. Like, you need money to be able to take care of yourself, different things like that. So you, as Amanda Francis would tell you, right? She's got a very powerful mantra, a very popular mantra that is, your work is of high service and it is worthy of massive compensation. Do not settle for less than you are worth, right? And I know that in business, there were years where I struggled, and I get that, and I know that's kind of sometimes part of it, but you don't have to stay there. You got to figure out what's going on in your mind that's blocking you from receiving, whatever it might be in your business that's blocking you from receiving. Maybe your brand isn't clear enough, or your message isn't clear enough, or your niche market isn't clear enough, whatever it might be. You are worthy of making a lot of money, and there is more than enough money to go around for everybody. So the reason that I shared that last night with you when I was hesitant about it, I said, screw that, I'm sharing this, that I paid off my car because it matters. And I want to paint a picture of possibility for other women, you guys here, anyone that's watching or listening to this, that if I can do it, you can do it too. It's not that I have some secret sauce, or I know I love Stephanie and Autumn's heart bombing is making me so happy. Good morning. The best feeling ever. I know for me that, where was I going with that? Oh, I'm painting a picture of possibility. I know I would never have hired my coach if I didn't see that she was making magic and making moves in this world, right? And she was celebrating her successes, and I am celebrating my successes, and I want you to celebrate your successes. If you look at other women and you see them celebrating success, I don't even know where this is. We're going to get to the money. I swear to God. Like, I don't know where this is going. But basically, if you're looking at other women's success and thinking that that's taking something away from you, you got to shift that. Because what they're actually showing you is that if she can do it, you can do it too. And I 150 freaking % believe that. So get out of the jealousy and drop into your heart space and know that, damn, if she can do it, I can do it too. And if she's a coach, even better, she can show you how she did it very specifically, right? That's what we do. So that is why I shared that last night. Thank you guys for all of the love. Thank you for the love on this video. Thank you for the love on that post. It felt really good. Again, I'm not going to share a picture of my car because it's nothing fancy. It's a 2009 Saturn Vue that has coffee all spilt in the back. Like, it's just, it was a big deal to pay it off. And now putting money into it, I know that it's okay because I don't owe anything on it. Like, when I told the bank yesterday, I was like, I want to pay off the rest of it. And he's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm sure. And he was like, well, why? And I was like, do I need a reason? It's because I don't want to owe the bank any more money on this car. Like, it feels really freaking good. So it just feels really great to be making shit happen in that area. And so I wanted to share, like, okay, if I thought about a couple of my top tips for how I got to this space, I wanted to be able to share those with you today. Yes, Tammy, it's mine. 1,000,000%. You're so right. I love that so much. Hello, Jill. Good morning. Good morning. Love all of the love. You guys make me so happy. So here's the thing. Here's what shifted for me. So if you guys haven't been following my journey, you know that I was in network marketing for 3 years as a health coach. I worked my way up in that company. I was making very, very, very good income. I was very fortunate, and I was very excited about that. And then I got to this point where my soul started to stir, and God said, there's something more for you. There's something different for you. And I had no idea what it looked like, but it meant having to walk away from making the same amount of money every single Thursday morning that more than covered our bills. I could have supported our family on my own. It was a very scary move. It was a very scary decision, but I chose to walk away. I went to life coaching school. I life coached for, a good 6 months before I jumped fully into business coaching after I had built successful businesses, and I wanted to share with women how I did it and how they can do it too, and really help them figure out a business strategy that feels good in their soul, because I had run many businesses that was not sustainable for me because I wasn't running it from a place that was feeling good. I was running it from a place of rules and shoulds and to-dos and what everyone else was telling me to do. So that is where I felt called into the business coaching realm. Now, what happened was, I don't know, tell me if this has ever happened to you below. Good morning, Krista. Good morning, Claudia. I went to the World Coach Institute for life coaching. Hi, Kiona, welcome. So tell me in the comments below or give me some love if you relate to this. Have you ever been in different seasons of your life where you have made more money than you could even imagine? You made more money than you even thought physically possible, and you still seem to be financially struggling. Has that ever happened to you? So I have had many different jobs in my lifetime. I've run many different businesses. My husband has had different jobs. There have been seasons where we're not making any money. There have been seasons where we were making incredible money. And somehow we still self-sabotaged ourselves to living paycheck to paycheck, where even though the money was coming in and we were making way more money than we should have at probably 21 and 22, but it was incredible. It was just like the money was coming in. It was fun. We were having a great time. We were spending like crazy. We're like, wow, like we've got all of this money, and then we're still financially struggling. We were still living paycheck to paycheck. And what was happening was we had all this money coming in. Stephanie says, ha ha ha, yep, when you realize 10K a month isn't that true? Isn't that so funny when you're like, oh my God, I remember, yeah, when I hit that and I was like, oh, okay, like this is, can we do that again? Like, let's double, triple, quadruple that, right? Like, it's so crazy to me. How our mindset changes, where that would have been like what we were craving, or like what we like thought that was like the end all be all, and then you get there and you're like, okay, let's do this again, but like times a million, right? I love it. Hi Sarah, good morning. Need to watch this later when I'm free for sure. Yes, watch it. Share any questions you have below as you watch, and I'd love to answer those for you. So I remember different times in our lives where we would make money and all of a sudden we would be still living paycheck to paycheck, and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, what is the missing link here? Like, the money is double, triple, quadruple what we were making, and somehow we're still, every single, Joe gets paid every other week. So like for me, paycheck to paycheck is different because we share a bank account, and he makes money every 2 weeks. I make money throughout the month very randomly, and as I have launches and as client payments come through and all that kind of thing. So that's beside the point. But when we were living paycheck to paycheck and we were struggling so hard, and I was like, how is this possible when we're making 4 times and 5 times, 6 times the amount of money that we were? Why is this happening? And I had to get a handle on it. And that is what I want to share with you today, why things shifted for me, where now I make more money and more money and more money, and things are getting paid off, and we're getting out of debt, and we don't even have a crazy amount of debt to begin with because we've paid it off. We've been pretty diligent about that through the last 7 years of marriage. But I know for me, like, I started to really get clear about when this money comes in, where is it going? And I noticed that as I became more intentional with numbers, which is not fun, right? That's not the fun part of business necessarily. I know for me, I'm type A, so I love a good spreadsheet. Like, I get off on a good spreadsheet, but not everybody works that way. So what I had to do is like figure out, okay, for me, when I am calling in a certain amount of money, and when I really am specific about my goals, and I'm sitting down with my spreadsheet and I'm figuring out, okay, what's coming in this month? When this comes in, where is it going? And I tell it where to go. I notice that, holy shit, I can pay off my entire rest of my car balance and no longer have a $260 payment a month for my car. Ding, 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 duh. But what was happening before I made this like aha moment, which is where you might be, is that I noticed that money would come in and I would spend it, and then all of a sudden at the end of the month I was like, how did I hit a 10K month when I can't even figure out where any of that money is? Like, where did that money go? Because you almost just like subconsciously even up your spending, and you've got all of this money, so you're like, okay, cool, like now I can buy all the things. And I do that at certain times, and it depends on what you've got going on. I'm not saying you can't have the things that you want. I do not like the word budget because I think it's very restrictive. I think it sounds icky. I don't enjoy that word. I love Dave Ramsey, but there's a lot of things about Dave Ramsey I don't agree with. So, I mean, we could go into a whole thing about it. But for me, I noticed that I really had to be intentional with where the money was going in order for me to actually see shift happening in the bank account and in our savings and in our vacation fund and in paying off debt and in being able to give back and being able to, do different things of that nature. I had to be intentional with it. So every single month I have a spreadsheet I'm going to pull up right here. I'm not going to show it to you, but I'm going to tell you what it looks like. So I have a spreadsheet, and thank God for my coach when she was like, okay, she asked me one time, she's like, how much money do you want to bring in this month? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, maybe this amount. And I was so shaky about it that I wasn't bringing in that money. What changed was when I set an intention and I said, this is what I'm available for. This is what I have to do to get there. This is what's mother effing happening this month. Like, I am making this happen. And of course, there's room and movement in there for divine timing and synchronicity, and for things to kind of figure out, oh, I almost knocked over my coffee, for things to work themselves out the way that they will, because I'm co-creating with God, I'm co-creating with the universe. You know, I don't believe it's all on me. But I am showing up and knowing that, okay, this is what my goal is, and I'm goal oriented. I have an intention. I know that, okay, based on my projection this month with all of my one-on-one client payments coming in, this is what I will be making simply from my one-on-one clients. This month with this, you know, my consultations, I know if I bring in this many consultations, this is what I'm making. I know for me, with the course and the program I'm launching next week, I know I'm bringing in this amount. With the mastermind that's finishing their payments this month, I know this amount is coming in. So I can already know a projection where even if I don't make a dime this month, I know that this is how much is coming in, and I know where it's going. I know that I have specific things. I have my coach that I pay every other week. I have bills that we have to pay. I have, you know, certain pieces of debt that we're paying off. I have like that broken down and very specific. Does that make sense? Specificity in where my money is going when it comes in. So not only do I have a spreadsheet where I have everything laid out, but then I also have an idea and a spreadsheet that has everything laid out for what's getting paid off and how it's getting paid off and where the money is going when it comes in. So it's not just like PayPal's getting all these dings, which is amazing, and then it's sitting there, or PayPal's getting all these dings and then it's going straight to my bank account and I'm not touching it. I know exactly, Stephanie. Money loves a purpose. Money needs direction. It needs to know where it's going. And you can get your energy behind it. It just shifts for you. If you know when this money comes in, here's where it's going. Now, I'm not saying you can't go buy the coffee or buy the shirt or whatever. There's room for movement in there. But at the same time, like, you need to know where it's going. So for me, what shifted everything was when I got super specific about here's the amount of money that I'm calling in. And I got super specific about here's where it's going to go. One of my favorite things that I learned from Ryan Yakomi way back when I was starting to work on my money mindset as well, he's another great teacher on this, is that he said to make a money receiving list. Like when you make this 10K month that you're craving, right? Or you make this 5K month, where is that money going? What are you going to do with it? You know, maybe it's once you have the amount of money that you're craving, you're going to be going to yoga every week, or you're going to be buying the Lululemon pants, or you're going to be traveling to Ethiopia to build a house. Like, where is it? Claudia Ryan is my coach. Oh my gosh, I love him. He was on our podcast and he's freaking amazing. I love him so much. So you have a good coach. Dig it. And so knowing that, like, when I'm making the amount of money that I desire and that I crave, where is it going? And tell it where to go. If you are launching a program, don't just say that you hope people sign up. Know the exact amount of people that you are calling in for that specific offer. I know when I launch this next week, I have a very specific number that I'm holding space for. And of course, like, it's a program, so it's a different program, so it might, I can't say it and it's killing me. I keep almost like spilling the beans. Jill says, yes, since you told me about this money receiving list a few weeks ago, I've been adding to it consistently. Thank you. Exactly. So you have this list, right? And then when you have these programs and these offers and you've got your one-on-one coaching spots, you know exactly how many people you want to bring in. Therefore, you can project your income. Therefore, you can make a mother effing plan. The problem is that we stay on the struggle bus when we don't tell our money where to go. And then it's harder for money to come in because money craves a purpose. Money craves direction. It needs to know where it's going. And it makes it harder because then we might be making more money even by like a penny because we weren't specific about the amount of money that we wanted to make. We weren't specific about the amount of clients that we wanted to work with. And we're starting to miss the boat and we're starting to miss the point. Another thing that's really important for me is being open to wherever the money might come from. It might not always be exactly in the way that I was imagining it to be, but what's cool is that when you're co-creating, you leave room for the universe, for God to work and to come in and weave themselves through and figure out like where they can bless you or where abundance can come from, or where you might get a random check in the mail that was a refund from something, or you might, someone might pay for your coffee in front of you at Starbucks and you're like, oh my gosh, and you can easily look past that, or you can think like, holy crap, I just made $5 basically, because that was $5 I was going to spend on a coffee that someone else just bought for me. When you're intentional with your money, and when you're intentional with your thoughts around money and where money's going and your plan with money and what you're calling in and what you're creating, you create more money, you attract in more money, and you're able to put it into the different places and actually make shit happen in your life. Okay. I have one side note, one tangent that I have to go on, okay? A little side tangent, and then I'm gonna wrap her up. A side tangent here is this. Stop looking at debt as so scary. Stop looking at debt as being crippling. Stop looking at debt as being something that is like the thorn in your side that you can't even focus on anything else, because it's not. At the end of the day, what is money? Money is a piece of paper. Money is a piece of paper. It's got energy to it. We give it meaning. We tell it what it means. You can look at a penny as nothing, or you can look at a penny as abundance. You give it the meaning that it has. Money can be scary, or money can be a really cool fucking fantastic tool that lets you do a lot of cool shit in the world and lets your impact be bigger and louder, and you're able to do more with it, right? So for me, I had to change my mindset around debt, because debt isn't this big scary demon that I need to be afraid of. It paid for experiences for me, right? When I first started working with my coach, I put it on a credit card. Now, here's the thing. I'm not telling you how to spend your money by any means, okay? That is not, I need to put a little asterisk there. This is not about that. But for me, when I felt called to do that, I knew that when I'm making more money, I will be able to pay the credit card off. Therefore, this is the right move for me. That's the way my brain worked. Joe supported me in that. So that's why Dave Ramsey and I are not friends, because he does not agree with that, which is fine. But for me, I can look at my credit card statement that I have, and yes, I have a plan to pay it off, and I've got all the steps laid out of how it's going to look and how it's going to go. But I can look at that and know that all of the money that was on there was all experiences. It was traveling. Unfortunately, a lot of it was taxes. God. Save money for taxes, people. If you're a business owner, save your money for taxes, okay? So taxes, which allowed me to make money in my business, right? Then there was vacations and traveling, and I had a coach, and there were different things I needed for my business on there. I can look at that, and it's not scary. It's simply money that I had borrowed that I'm paying back. But who cares how long it takes? Amanda Francis is a freaking multimillionaire, and she still has things that she's still paying off. Why are we so rushed to get to a certain spot? Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something totally transparently? I paid off all my credit cards at one point in my life. And then what happened is I didn't have a plan. I hadn't healed my money mindset. I hadn't worked through my own shit. And so what happened was that I got myself back there, even when I was making way more money than I ever thought was possible. So if you don't tell your money where to go, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have this intention behind it, and you're not being smart about it, yes, you might make a shit ton more money, but you still might find yourself financially struggling. That has happened to me in my life, where I couldn't even put motherfucking food on the table because I didn't know how to pay for it. And it's not because I hadn't ever made money in my life. If I would have been smart with money over the last 10 years, things would have looked very different. But I wasn't thinking that way. I just was so focused on more that I hadn't healed a lot of the things going on. And can I tell you another thing? Money is simply an amplifier. Money is going to amplify whatever shit is already going on. More money doesn't solve your problems. You solve your problems. It's not the money. More money is great. By all means, we're fighting for more. I'm going to teach you to make more. We're going to do the damn thing. I'm doing it every single day and every single month. But money doesn't solve your problems. You have to solve your problems, and money will amplify whatever situation it's coming into. That's why when Joe and I were making more money than we could ever imagine, when we were first married and it was incredible, what happened was we didn't get anywhere because money just amplified the terrible spending habits that we had and the lack of intention that we had. And we were just buying a lot of booze, and we were buying a lot of, takeout and stupid things like that. I have nothing to show for those years of my life. But what I've shifted is that I have a plan every single month. I have an income projection, I have my goals, and I have what I'm actually making, and I log it as I make money, even every single time, even when a $111 payment comes through PayPal or someone pays $99 for their consultation, I'm tracking it. I know who it came from. I know what's going out from me for that. I know where it's going to go. I have a plan. And I don't like lock myself into these rules by like, that's why I don't like the word budget. It feels restrictive to me. It feels icky to me. But for me, it's a plan. It's a flow. I know how my credit card's going to get paid off. I know how Joe and I are going to go to Jamaica when he gets home. I know that how it's going to continue to increase because I've got a plan and I have it laid out in my spreadsheet, okay? So let me see what everyone is saying because these comments are so good. Does anyone have any questions about that? Is anyone like stuck anywhere or struggling, or it's like you don't believe it or anything along those lines? Let's see. Stephanie says, ha ha ha. Oh, wait, I already read that one. I like looking at debt as, wow, banks and institutes trust me. I'm grateful for that trust. Oh my God, I love that. That's incredible. Oh, I dig that. That's so true. Yeah, like, thanks for trusting me. And here's the thing, like, you can look at it as, like, free money, because when I was first, like, freshly a baby that was, like, living on her own, I thought it was, like, free money. Like, oh, cool, this is awesome. It's so stupid. I looked at it as free money, okay? As the years have gone on, I look at it as my back's up against a wall. Let's freaking do the damn thing. Let's make it happen. Let's go for it, because I've borrowed this money, and it's my job to pay it back times 10. Like, I just have this, I literally, every time money goes out, every time I swipe my debit card, I have a belief that when I swipe this credit card, even if it's for a $5 coffee, it's coming back to me 3 times over. And you start to change, this is like a whole money, like I have been talking about money for way too long now. There's like so many things here. Sorry if this is all over the place, but it's like inspiration. It's coming to me. But for me, I literally have rules in my head of like, okay, swipe my debit card. Here we go. It's coming back to me 3 times over. I have nothing to fear. I don't have to be afraid. Money is energy. I can be a match for it. I can create. You're an entrepreneur. Why are we struggling? You literally have the ability to create money from nothing, from an idea, from an inspiration, from a hit of wisdom that you get that you're like, oh my God, I can make money. You absolutely can. And we have to get out of the mindset that we have to struggle to get there. It's not how it has to be at all. It doesn't have to be that way. Shanna says, A fucking men. I love you. I love you. I love you. Stasia, money doesn't solve your problems. You solve your problems. I have chills, dude. Yes. Get it, girl. I love that so much. So much. Whew. You guys. Tammy, yes. Message me back. It's been forever. But it's been nuts. I totally respect that. And thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And let's see. Anything else? I always say there's so much more where that came from every time I swipe my card. Exactly. Like, why are we so afraid? If you're afraid of money, money's afraid of you. So just figure out what you got to heal so that money's not afraid anymore. Like, it's just money loves a direction. It loves a purpose. It loves intention. It loves all of these things. Heal your money shit. Right? Making more money is not going to solve your problems. You are going to solve your problems. More money will just amplify your impact. It will amplify the work you're able to do, amplify the way you're able to show up. Good people do good shit with more money. Get out of the mindset that money is icky or bad, or you have to struggle in order to prove how good of an entrepreneur you are, because that is bullshit. And if you're listening to someone that's telling you that, I'm going to love them from afar, but it doesn't have to be that way at all. Angie, yes, girl, yes. So good. So that's what I have for you today. Figure out what this needs to look like for you. Take what you want, leave the rest. How can you reframe how you look at debt? How can you reframe the mindset that you have around money? How can you truly tap into how worthy and deserving of abundance and more money you are right now simply because you breathe? Simply because you breathe. You don't have to prove anything or earn your stripes or anything like that. You deserve to make a shit ton of money right now because you're going to do good things with it. So have a plan. Get a spreadsheet. Figure out what your projection is this month. Figure out what your goal is this month. Figure out, whatever it is that you need to make happen. Give your money a plan. Give it direction. And don't let it restrict you by any means. Be open to whatever other abundance is on its way. I know for me, like, I set a goal each month, but I give room for God and for the universe to come in and co-create with me and make it more than I could possibly imagine. So, like, that's cool. Like, I'm not so set on it where I'm not leaving room for flexibility and fluidity, right? Like, it can move and it can take shape, and I believe in divine timing, and I believe that if it doesn't happen, then okay, like, what do I got to shift in order for it to happen next time? Like, right? Like, I am so in control, but I am also so not in control. There's a very delicate balance between that masculine and that feminine, that control and that trust. So heal your money shit, figure out what blocks are going on up there, figure out what's stopping you from receiving the abundance that you deserve, right? We were put here to thrive on this earth. We're not put here to struggle all of the time. If you continue to make more money and you're still struggling, figure out what you need to shift. If you are having trouble even receiving or making money in your business at all, figure out what's got to shift, because it's about you. Right? You deserve to have a lot of money. Money loves you. You love money and money loves you if you believe that, right? I love money and money loves me. If I can get behind that and believe it with every cell in my body, more money comes in, which means I am serving at a higher level. I'm helping more people. I'm empowering more people. And it's just this crazy ripple effect. And what if that's the whole reason that the world is where it is? Maybe we all just need to make more money and do good shit with our money and love. Love is one of those things in there for sure. Okay, this is going to a whole nother tangent for a whole nother time on let's save the motherfucking world. Let's do it together. But let's just start with healing your money blocks. Let's start with you making more money in your business. Let's start with you having a plan for your money. Let's start with you helping more people, but being compensated for it so you can take care of yourself and you can show up stronger and louder and more amazing than you even are right now. So that's what I have for you. Thanks for having coffee with me that I didn't drink that's now cold and I need to go heat up again before my calls. But I love you guys so much, so much. Thank you for celebrating with me. Thank you for being here. It's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And I can't wait to continue celebrating you as you grow and grow and grow. You deserve the world. You absolutely do. And if you don't believe that, we got to figure out why you don't believe that, because you do. And I believe in you. I know you can do this. If I can do this, you can too. That's why we're in it together. I love you so, 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 so much more than I can even put into words. And I will see you guys next week for another Facebook Live. Feel free to catch up on replays this weekend, and if you need anything, you know where to find me. My inbox is there. I am ready for you. I am booking coaching consultations. If any of this spoke to you, they're $99 for 1 hour where we dig into the nitty-gritty together. Maybe it's to figure out some money stuff for you. Maybe it's to figure out what direction your business is taking, whatever that might look like. I do have time in the next couple weeks, and we would start together end of August, early September. So I love you. I will see you guys soon. Have the most badass Friday. Have the most incredible week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.